I'm Ryan. I got it. So I'm just reflecting, and I'm just thinking. And I was just thinking about like how for decades, that's what I did was make gods out of things, and what it really comes down to for me is like I look at it and I think why. Why did I make this thing my God? Why did I make this thing my God? Why did I make this thing my God? And I can I think that what it comes down to is I was making myself God.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if I'm breaking my back for this stuff and putting that ahead of God, that's a selfish. It's not about the paper. What can I do with this except buy stuff that makes me look cool? I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not going to burn it and start a fire and cook food. It's not going to replenish my body somehow. It might buy me some flashy clothes or a bracelet or something that looks cool. But all that is it's all about self. Making myself, whether it's even the transactional relationships with my kids, right? I could sit here and lie to you guys and be like, well, I really love my kids. No, I didn't. I loved the way I thought that I loved myself. I was trying to love myself and didn't know. And I thought by making things look a certain way, me being a good dad and my kids, being the favorite parent, uh, that was all like self-fulfillment, selfishness. No matter how I twist it, no matter how I look at it, that's what it comes down to is selfishness. Period. And I was so selfish that I didn't want God to be my God because then I'm not the one running the show and I'm not the one making it happen and I'm not the one looking good for doing it. You know what I mean? And even after fail after fail after fail, the bottom line is I just was too stupid to see that I can't run my own life. I just can't. I don't make good decisions based on self, on what I think that I want or what I think that I need. I do not make good decisions for myself. And what it comes down to is this: is just trying to be, eh, you know, taking the drink or the drug or whatever it is to make my life comfortable enough to handle it. Even though I couldn't look in the mirror for a lot of the things that I'd done, and deep down inside, a part of me thinks that like looking in the mirror, I knew the truth. So part of me had to know the truth. It's just I didn't remember it because I was drinking booze all the time, trying to forget. So like the job, the money, the car, the whatever it is that I'm making important, it ain't even important to me because I'd sell it for the next best one in a minute. What's important to me is the way it looks on me, the way I look riding in it, the way I look standing next to it, the way I look with they them worshiping me. That's pretty sad, ain't it? It's pretty sad. I'd like to think that like today I'm a little bit better about that. Um, that I really, really lately have been trying to um, make more and more less decisions for myself and let the decisions be made for me based on feeling. And I feel like if I'm in alignment and my relationship with God is the most important thing in my life, that the decisions being made by this through feeling are the decisions that he would have me make. If that makes any sense at all to anybody, I hope it does. But there the fucking sick twisted part of it is that Ryan can twist shit into like in the name of God. You know what I mean? That's what Ryan is capable of. I made this decision in the name of God, or I made this decision for the good of the family, or for the good of. And I have a long time of track record and history to prove that. The good intentions maybe, but not good, um, not from a good source, so to speak. So I try to keep my source, the first. If I keep my source first, then I would hope that what's going on around me, the decisions being made for me most of the time, um, are what he would have for me in my life, and for others that I'm around. I question sometimes, I'm just so human, and I question, like, am I doing the right thing here? Like, or major major life things where it's like it's really not that major as long as it's because he's my rock, and I always have that, and really that's the only thing that I really need. So I hope that made sense to someone.